Donna, on the thoughts of a World Cup every 2 years, what do you think about it?
I'm confused, Kay, in all honesty, because as a fan, I know I would tune in because I love football and I would watch it. I know I would. I'm trying to look at it from a player's point of view. When you're playing a World Cup, or if you're a fan like myself watching a World Cup, you want to see the best product. So you want to see the best players who are fit. We've got a million competitions going on at the moment. Trying to squeeze another World Cup in every 2 years, that's difficult in itself. I can't imagine the players wanting this, even though I think if you're in the game, you get quite excited over it in the short term, but then you feel as though, well, how do we sustain our fitness levels over a period of time? As a fan, as I said before, I know I would tune in because I love football and I watch all football across the world and I tune into as much football as possible. And another World Cup sort of excites me. But I still lean on, and maybe it's one of them, Kay, as well, where I'm a bit of a romantic, and maybe I look towards the old players that were playing in many World Cups that have gone on for over 50, 100 years, whatever the timescale might be, and I look at the records and the players scoring goals and the goalkeepers keeping clean sheets. Would these records be obsolete if players now are going to be playing in their career in, 7 or 8 World Cups instead of 2 or 3 if you're lucky? So I can't imagine this ever getting off the ground, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Where do you stand on it?
Completely against it, and I've said it 1,000 times over, in that the World Cup is the holy grail. It's everything, and it's the dream for anybody who's playing the game in their backyard with their neighbors, and you're simulating a situation, and this is a penalty to win what? The World Cup. There is a certain exclusivity to the World Cup by design because you earn your way into the tournament. There is a certain value that you put and a pedestal in which you put this competition and what it means to a player to be part of this competition. And this is coming from somebody who was never fortunate enough to make it to the World Cup. And I can tell you that even though my country has never made it into the World Cup, and this would give my country more opportunities to get into the tournament, I still don't like it. I still hate it. To me, when you think of the World Cup, it's untouchable. It is a tournament that puts you on a different stage altogether. And the tournament itself is on a stage that is different than anything else. And the significance and the attention that it requires from everybody around the world. Do not cheapen the product. Do not dilute the product. Do not, because you're trying to sell me on, hey, guess what? We're just trying to reach more people. No, we all know that this is about money. We all know that this is not because of humanitarian decisions and causes that you're trying to get behind. That's not the case here. And so do not sacrifice our most important tournament and what we consider to be, again, the Holy Grail, the greatest and ultimate goal for any player to win the World Cup. Do not take away from it. The World Cup should be untouchable. Do you agree, Shaq?
Absolutely. I listen. There is something as too much of a good thing. As much as of a fan of the World Cup that I am, I think expanding it either both in terms of the number of teams and the frequency of it devalues the tournament. And for me, that is, as Ali points out, the World Cup remains the highest level of the game for all those reasons. How difficult it is to get in, how infrequent it is, and how difficult it is to win. As kids, we grew up dreaming about playing in and scoring in World Cups. And I think as you expand that, both in terms of numbers of teams and how often it's played, it takes away from the intrinsic value of the tournament as it stands today.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.